And now back to your regular programming.
If you speak better to yourself.
You showed up for probably the dumbest conversation we've ever had on this show.
Let's have that smile again.
Tell me how that happens. Physically should not happen.
Relax.
If you say it
Give me as well.
3 times a day, God will line it up.
He's just an absolute hack, and he gets his ass kicked by the teammates every week. It's just terrible.
Talking about the banger that Rudy Ray has tweeted that you're not acknowledging. Dropped an absolute banger of a tweet.
Oh, about they don't care about the contract?
No. What he dropped the fattest bar that I've ever seen, unintentionally trying to sound smart, but he actually sounds really stupid. This isn't my first rodeo, whether it's premiered on Hallmark or in a theater, which I don't really know what that means.
You don't go to a rodeo. You don't get a rodeo at a Hallmark or a theater, and you wouldn't participate in a rodeo on Hallmark or in a theater. That's awful.
He's a genius. He is the voice of sports media that nobody knows about.
Honestly, that true. Yeah, that is a true statement, and you are technically correct. I don't know if I like the middle name edition on the Twitter name.
Of course, nobody has any idea what we're talking about, by the way.
Are we soft launching Rudy Reyes today?
We're soft launching Rudy Reyes for anyone who doesn't know Rudy Reyes, who's just the most amazing media personality that Sean and I discovered a couple of years ago. We're not going to sit here and explain this. We've got a lot of NFL stuff to get to. I got to ask you this, though, Sean. My friends, the ones I go on the golf trips with, they're already starting to plan the next one, and they're pitching around some weird locations. Mm-hmm. Would you want in on this if we went? We're not nowhere in the U.S. Would you want in on
those
this?
Freaks?
Yeah, next. No, not my 2 friends that you haven't met. No, you met Cross at my parents' wedding.
Talked my ear off at that wedding.
Oh, you didn't like talking to him?
I like Cross. Okay. I'm not going to run down. Cross is nice and capable.
Capable.
But I don't know. He can fly a plane, right?
Yeah,
more capable than anything I can do in my life.
That's one way.
You do anything better than flying a plane?
No, I can't. I talk into a microphone like a dipshit all day. That's what I do all day.
So does he. Hey, everybody.
This is a lot cooler though. He could control the anxiety levels of hundreds of people.
You want to do a pilot voice show? You want to throw
that a whole show in a pilot voice?
Yeah, I'm sure we could throw that on.
No. We discovered though that there's golf courses, golf resorts in Afghanistan. You in? If that's what we did?
That's a long way to go to play some golf, is the nice way that I would put it. I think that there are a lot of great golf courses that the United States has to offer. I'm not playing golf. I'm not flying my clubs over the drink. I'm not doing it.
You rent clubs, and if you go that far.
I think that there are a lot of good opportunities with it domestically that you guys would take advantage of. Why Afghanistan? What's over there?
We were curious what the most random place that we could go. It was we kind of went down a slippery slope. We started with Bulgaria. We found this really cool golf resort that we could get a penthouse for $270 a night. So it sleeps 6 people. It's got a private pool, $270 a night.
That's not bad.
I don't know where Bulgaria is.
You kind of flipped me around here.
I don't know where Bulgaria is.
I think it's in the Eastern Bloc. That's not bad, Joe.
Apparently got some stuff in Tanzania too, was then the next one down the slope. And it's I don't know if I want to go all the way to Africa. And then I just said, there's got to be something crazy in one of these Middle Eastern countries if there was a way to get there easily. For $270 in Bulgaria, I bet we could.
Are
get
you guys
double
party
as
guys
nice.
when you go out there?
No, we just go. We're more golf
to Abu
than
Dhabi
party.
or something. Go there where they don't drink, where they don't party. Just you go over there and live the high life. Penthouse in Bulgaria with a private pool coming back golfing.
I don't know where
that doesn't sound too bad. That doesn't sound awful to me.
Do you know anything about Bulgaria? I don't know anything about Bulgaria.
Not much.
I feel like I know more about Afghanistan than I do about Bulgaria.
God, I have never looked up Bulgaria as a Oh, yeah. Hold on. Yep. This could play.
What are you finding?
I mean, if we're going beachside, then we're playing ball here. It's right by Istanbul. It's right by Greece. This ain't bad, Joe.
$270 a night for 2 king beds, private pool, and golf.
Balkan Nation, Southeast Europe. Pardon me, on the European bloc. I'm sure there's some geography nerds that wanted to dunk on me. 10-hour, 35-minute flight. Oh, all that to golf. Oh,
that's not terrible.
What you would spend on that flight, you could turn into fantastic course play domestically in driving distance, where you guys could max out on luxury course and nice stay. And I mean, you there's all over the Northeast. There are hidden gems. You go down to the South in Georgia, go golf in there.
It's not as cool as going to Bulgaria. To get that nice of a hotel would be $1,000 a night. Easily $1,000 a night.
What, in Bulgaria or here?
No, in here. A penthouse?
Lighthouse Golf and Spa in $203.
That was that was it. That was the one. That was the one that we found.
Lighthouse?
Yeah.
All right, let's see here.
Go to the penthouse.
Get your finger out of my face.
I'm not. It's not in your face.
I actually saw your finger creeping up over on top of my webcam over here.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I think I might be on something. But I forgot to start my timer on my phone, so you're in charge of timestamps today.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'm always ready to do them. You always just
football?
Put them in before I'm ready to go.
Well, you move too damn slow, and you put the wrong times down.
I got the times.
There are plenty of times where I give you the pre-show. Hey, do you mind taking care of it? And then we're midway through the show, and I look over at the dock, and like 3 segments are unmarked, and then I'm just sitting there with my.
I'm looking at this golf here.
Ass.
Enjoy a round of golf on our well-maintained course surrounded by lush greenery and scenic views. It looks lush. It looks good.
I'm telling you.
Greens look thick.
I'm telling you.
Greens look thick.
All right, let's get to college football. Or not college football, the NFL. Jeez, forgot what day it is. I don't even know where we are.
Tuesday.
What are we talking about? We got to talk about the Bengals situation. We're also going to get to Jerry Jones being an absolute dunce. And we're going to get to the hack bag at the end of the show. Let's start with the Bengals, though, Sean. We have said multiple times on this show that they are in serious trouble. But I think that it goes a step further after what went wrong with Trey Hendrickson this morning. And right now, it does not seem like their situation with Shemar Stewart is very salvageable. Let's start with Trey Hendrickson. There was a lot of optimism that Hendrickson would sign and be ready to go today. I was reading on Twitter, a lot of people in the Bengals community on Twitter were talking about like, man, it looks great. The things are sounding like he's ready to go. He's in the building. They're putting out offers to him. And they disrespected this man so bad that he puts on a story in the morning on Instagram that he's driving and heading back to Florida. He's going all the way back to Florida where he's originally from. Part of this stems from the fact that there's 2 things. It's the fact that he's not getting the fully guaranteed years that he wants on this contract. The top rushers, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Max Crosby, they all got 3 years fully guaranteed. They're offering him 1 at the current moment. Jamar Chase's teammate, 3 years fully guaranteed. T. Higgins got 1 year and then half of the second year fully guaranteed. He's getting the short end of the stick out of all those guys. The other part about this, apparently the main offer, don't know what the current number is right now, but the initial offer months ago was $28 million, which is way below what he's looking for, which he wants to get in that $35.5 million range. To put into comparison, Sean, on who he is on par with, Brian Burns is making 28, Montez Sweat is making 28, Josh Hines-Allen is making 28. Those guys, in the last 2 years, Hendrickson has 35 sacks.
Yeah.
Brian Burns has 16.5. Montez Sweat has 11.5. Josh Hines-Allen has 25.5. The disrespect for this man continues to mount.
It is shocking. You made a grown man, leave cool, comfortable Ohio to drive to Jacksonville late July. Driving to Jacksonville late July with his wife because you couldn't give him a little more guaranteed money after year 1. He made a statement and said, I was happy to meet them and work with them and go low on certain things, but I think that maybe 2 years of guaranteed money for a top edge rusher in the league isn't so unfair. You put him in a car to Jacksonville. Are you kidding? He could just be walking around in Duval, waiting for Jacksonville to pick him up. I'm already down here, pal. Go ahead. Make a splash play. That would get me interested in the Jags. The Bengals are absolutely bungling it top to bottom. And Mike Brown, a way to get in front of the mics and address this. Last time you should be in front of the microphones because you stumbled all over yourself. You looked like a jackass. And you sounded like somebody who would never pay players. You just sounded like somebody that is not inviting for free agents and that cripples a team that is supposed to be on the rise. The Bengals are not a team that we're looking at saying, wow, 4 wins, no reason their stars are leaving and this and that. They're a team that should be competing with the best of the best. And you have people in cars not attending training camp. It is a massive, massive issue.
Which Jerry Seinfeld show is that? You said people in cars.
Oh, yeah. I
It's such a bad joke. It's such a bad joke.
You know what? That was so bonkers off the wall. I'll give it to you. That was.
It's such a dumb joke. Oh, I'm not gonna sit there. By the way, you shit on my joke this morning. You didn't understand the nuance of my Snoopy joke.
I dare you to try to tell me that you were being authentic about the way you presented that.
It was a good joke. All right, sorry, I completely derailed your take with an awful joke.
Get this guy out of Florida. Get him in pads in Cincinnati. Or, if you want to just give him an extra 2 weeks, let him train down there and then make it right in 2 weeks, say that. Say we're desperately working on the situation with Trey and we want to get it addressed. We messed up. Last thing that they haven't said they have not acknowledged one aspect of them being wrong. Cincinnati hasn't. And they're doubling down. Paul Brown is doubling down in front of everybody, saying that these guys don't deserve guaranteed money. It's 2025. We are 14 plus years. It's low gray area in the early 2000s of when these guaranteed contracts really started taking light. The 2011 CBA was massive for that to get them to get players more guaranteed money. We're 14 years past, man. If this is a hill you wanted to die on, you should have done it in 2012. We are way too far gone for you to be this uptight about guarantees.
I just don't understand why they're so undecided on what side they want to stand on. And what I mean by that is they speak out about how committed they are to bringing him back and him being an important part of the team. And you hear all these positive messages, but if you believe that, this deal would have gotten done in the offseason. If you are this far off for what he's asking for, you've had the whole offseason to figure this out. And you shouldn't blame him for not wanting to play on a 1-year, $16 million deal if he steps up and he gets hurt this season after he's put his body on the line the last 2 years and he's done so much for you in terms of production. After all of this, and you've had all these times to communicate, why have you not come to the conclusion, hey, we're not going to get this thing figured out? You should have, and that we stated this last time we talked about it, traded him at the beginning of the offseason, gotten a pick for him, and used those, more probably maybe even multiple picks, use the extra cap space to have a more balanced defense, draft another young guy, and your defense would have been ready to go.
Yeah, get what you need. Get what you need and fill in after. It's so backwards.
It's indecisive to me of not, you need to pick the lane. The lane is either we value the veteran who's been super productive for us, so we're going to pay him at least close to what he's asking for, or because our number and our guaranteed money is so far off, we're going to just move on from him. We'll let some other team, because somebody will be willing to pay him. Unlike you, someone will go send him there, take advantage of somebody else's excitement for him.
Yeah. Or desperation.
Right.
Play the game. They're not playing the game at all. Cincinnati is just kind of sitting there with their bait half in the water.
Yeah.
Are you trying to catch a fish? Are you trying to keep your bait? What do you want to do here, Bengals? Because you've had all offseason. It's just like, it doesn't feel like procrastination. It feels like the most unprofessional nonsense to not know or to just hope. It feels like they're hoping, we just hope Trey will see our side. He's not gonna. It's a brutal sport.
He has it the whole time.
Yeah. You're not making any cases that are making it close. We probably would have heard about that so far. I think that he would be comfortable taking a year to get paid. I think there's a lot of things that he would rather do than walk into years of uncertainty with a team that has treated him like that. And now you're going to have to treat him better. I hope he puts his foot down and says, no, that was yesterday's price. Today's price is Florida price. You got to get me out of here. Unreal. The thought process of we're just gonna see what happens. That's what they're doing. They're pissing in the wind. They're pissing in the wind. I'll get more of it on Jerry. I think Jerry is a bigger problem with this, with the gambling of injuries for owners, so they don't have to pay their star players. It's despicable. It's really, really insidious stuff from ownership that just see the numbers. More of a Jerry issue. But Cincinnati is just right now with Hendrickson proving that they had no game plan with him. It was either sign him or what. And now we're in the what stage, and they're letting him do whatever. Last place they thought they were going to be, the first place we all knew they would be when this whole saga started and they didn't want to pay him.
I'm just like randomly thinking in my head of like an example of a guy. I'm not going to sit here and try and do the research while we're doing the show, but I did all this research leading up to the show and also for social clips earlier of like trying to get that context of like, okay, what was offered him and how does he compare to those other guys? But now the other layer of this, where the only defensible angle for the Bengals is that he's 30. So I'm kind of like wondering myself, what edge rushers and like what examples do we have of guys at the age of 30 to the age of 33? It's going to be a 3-year deal probably. How often do those guys not replicate the success, but at least maintain a degree of success? Like 10 sacks in that range. Yeah. I looked up J.J. Watt. He's not a good example because at age 29, he had 16 sacks. At age 30, he was banged up, only played 8 games and had 4 sacks. 2020, he had only 5, but he played 16 games. 2021, he had 1 sack because he only played in 7. And then in 2022, he had 12 and a half when he was the age of 33 years old. So like he had some success, but he was a lot more inconsistently healthy. Trey Hendrickson has not had the same level of injury issues that J.J. Watt did. I'd have to think of,
I mean, DeMarcus Ware had 27 and a half sacks from 30 to 32, and from 33 and 34, he had 11 and a half.
Combined in those 2 years?
Yeah, between those last two.
Okay, so what's inevitable here, year 30, when he's not year 33, when he's 33 years old, he's going to be ass. He's not going to be good. I think Trey understands that. Everybody understands that. He's going to go out there. He's going to be lucky to hit like 8 sacks. But
8 would be good at 33.
What you're paying for, though, is this season when he's 31 and when he's 32. 33, actually, if it's a 3-year deal, never mind. No, yeah, wait, it would be until he's 33. But you're trying to, under this current deal where he's getting $16 million, you want to get him in the building to produce this year, to produce when he's 31, when he's 32, and then when he's 33, he's probably going to just be the veteran leader that's on the roster, or some guy that you cut or trade or send off to go do something else. But yeah, I mean, like if you get that DeMarcus Ware type of production, those are pretty good results. And Ware was obviously a Hall of Famer, so it's like
right,
a little tough.
Yeah, but Hendrickson for the last couple of years has had a pace of a Hall of Famer. Not saying he is,
true.
But he's been
what about
pacing
Jared
for
Allen?
it.
Jared Allen played a really long time.
I'm looking at Ryan Kerrigan right now.
Jared Allen's only 43. It's crazy to realize how young some of these guys are. Oh man, Jared Allen fell off a cliff.
Kerrigan fell off a cliff. 13 sacks.
Kerrigan had his best, or not Kerrigan, Jared Allen had his best year in 2011. At age 29, he had 22 sacks. Age 30, he had 12. Age 31, he had 11 and a half. So this actually is on the trajectory that we're kind of talking about. Age 32 was when he had 5.5. And then that was kind of like when the decline, when he fell off a cliff and then he retired.
But even with the impending, even with the upcoming decline that we all know.
Impending was right.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Even with the impending decline that we know is going to happen, are the next 2 years not worth it to you?
Kerrigan's 36?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It should be worth it to you. And if it's not, why are you still waiting right now to see that it's not? I think they're hoping that Trey Hendrickson wakes up out of bed one day, sees his silver hair, and says, wow, I got to I just got to keep playing and keep my name relevant. And I'll take whatever deal anyone's offering me. Sorry, this isn't the year for that. You pull out this move. You pull this out next year. You pull this out in 2 years. You don't pull this out during the peak. And it feels nastier to be doing it during the peak of his career where he could have 2 more really, really impactful years. But letting him just hang around on this and not know what the future is and not putting him in a better or worse situation in this purgatory of non-payment, it's a bad place to be and it's bad operation. And if I was a free agent, I'm not interested in Cincinnati, knowing that I can't roll them over for guaranteed money, which is becoming the standard in the NFL soon to come even more. I don't want to deal with this ownership being cranky and wish-washy and not knowing what they're doing and not knowing who they have. And they haven't made a deep run in 4 years. So honestly, while we understand all the talent and potential from the team, other guys are looking at it realistically in the game saying, well, they have as good of I have as good a shot with any other team than I do with them right now. If it all comes together, sure, but this isn't a team that we're saying is one piece away. The Bengals still have a tragic defense. They're still looking for luck this year in the season.
I think the better example, by the way, Michael Strahan's a really good example of a guy who he played until he was 36. And 31, he had 22 and a half. At age 30, he had 22 and a half, which was his best season. At age 31, he had 11. 32, he had 18 and a half. So what's kind of like random, if you go through some of these all-time sack getters, it's kind of crazy to realize that age 29, 30 season is actually the peak for a lot of these dudes, which is really freaking nutty. So your best season that you could get out of Trey Hendrickson could come in the next 2 years. The problem is, and I'm sure, which I would frame it as, they're thinking it in the light of, he's going to fall off a cliff and we don't know when, so we don't want to guarantee him multiple seasons. But I would frame it as, if you don't lock him up and give him his money now, and he doesn't get the proper amount of time to prepare for the start of the season, you're going to completely lose that window, or he's going to have that window with a completely different team.
You might have struck something here. Cam Jordan, best year ever, age 30, 15 and a half sacks. And then the next couple years, he held on. The next 3 years, he held on good. If Trey Hendrickson did what Cam Jordan did,
that's a good example.
From 30 to 33, we're playing real ball in Cincinnati. 15 and a half sacks, 7.5 at 31, 12.5 at 32, 8.5 and 33. That is well worth that Trey Hendrickson contract. If you get those numbers out of him, well worth it. So well worth it.
The Shemar Stewart stuff, though, when we tie all this together, is just, it is a gross look at how unserious they are about the future and the present of this defense. I was kind of curious, by the way, because Shemar Stewart's been holding out. He hasn't been there. We talked about how there's this maybe possibility that he tries to sue the NCAA and play for Texas A&M this year. He's been working out with the team, per Bud Elliott of CBS Sports. Longest holdout, though, most recently was Joey Bosa, who didn't join the team until August 29th. So what he's doing is really not that egregious. Bosa's holdout, I think, was money-related, too, which is kind of crazy that he was being as aggressive as he was. Michael Crabtree, before we got the rookie pay scale, he held out until October trying to get more money for his contract. So that's an example of a guy who really held out a long time. I was very disappointed with the commentary that we got from Duke Tobin and from Mike Brown. I know that they didn't say anything completely egregious, but I did not feel totally comfortable with the way that they framed these things. This is Duke Tobin. I think Shemar needs to be here. I'm not going to blame Shemar. He is listening to the advice he is paying for. I don't understand or believe or agree with the advice, but I'm not the one paying for it. If I felt we were treating him unfairly as it relates to all of the other draft picks in this year's draft, then maybe it would be a different story. But we are not. I don't really understand where things are. Mike Brown, owner of the team, if we get a player who does something unacceptable, guess what? I don't want to pay him. I really don't. If he's sitting in jail, I don't think I have to pay him. Look, Mike, first of all, to you, your statement's not wrong. But the freaking problem is you are springing it on this one guy. You're forcing him, the first person, the first rookie you have given first-round rookie that you've given a contract to add in this stipulation that we've discussed on the show that everyone's talked about ad nauseum, that he loses his guarantees if he gets arrested. Your logic makes sense, but why is Shemar the one who is the guinea pig for your contract adjustment for what you want to do going forward? You set a precedent.
Yeah.
The precedent's already been set. You can't backtrack on it and screw over some kid who's just trying to play in the league. And Duke, what do you mean I don't really understand where things are there? What do you mean you don't understand? Have you not been paying attention to any of this shit? You've been asleep the whole time? If you don't understand what the problem is, then now it all makes a lot of sense why we haven't made any freaking progress.
Yeah, it's really calamitous because it's your recruiting department. It's your scouting department. If you feel the need to add this language into a guy that you drafted and wanted to be a Bengal, assumedly for life, why would you pick him? Why, if we're still using language like this about ifs and possiblies, did you not do enough due diligence in the draft cycle? Are you that behind with analytics? Or do you not have scouts that you trust? Why are you drafting a guy that you need to put this on in 2025? If not, if you had concerns in the year of our Lord 2025 about an NFL player coming into the league and you locking in a bunch of guaranteed money if and when he gets arrested, hypothetically, don't draft that guy. There's other guys that will maybe be a safer bet. I don't think Shemar Stewart has even had a track record, to my knowledge, with any outside of football issues.
No, he has not.
So then why in the hell are you deciding that you need to go on this crusade against him? If he's checked all the boxes already, then he's checked all the boxes. And you're just trying to get another leg over. And unfortunately, people don't like it when the owners are trying to get a leg over on them. They don't like it. The players don't like it. The fans don't like it. You look like a jerk. It's a bad situation, and you try to put it and spin it in the name of business because you maybe had a couple guys that you got burned on. Too bad. You get burned. It's part of the game. It's what happens.
I don't even think that they have.
No, I think Cincinnati's been relatively quiet with a lot of stuff. They drafted Joe Mixon.
Yeah, well, and he was a second-round pick. I don't know what his... So it's very specific to first-round contracts. And again, the Joe Mixon one's a really good example. There's footage of him punching a woman in the head, a girl in the head. Shemar Stewart hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
And we're that's what really bothers me about this. And I can understand that there's no clear statement of we're worried that Shemar is going to get into trouble. That's not what they've said. But the framing of it and the decision to add it to his contract specifically offers that thought that is how you perceive him. That you perceive that he is a directionless, childish,
immature.
There's no immature kid.
It's the only way to
get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right, which I would feel extremely disenfranchised by that. Their last first-round picks have been Marius Mims, who hasn't had any run-ins, Miles Murphy, no run-ins, Daxton Hill, no run-ins, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Jonah Williams. The only thing that's criminal about some of these picks, Billy Price, John Ross, Will Jackson III, Cedric Ogabui. The only thing criminal about some of these picks is that they're just shit picks, okay. Duke. I believe you were the one who made a lot of these picks. Most of these are awful shit picks. Awful.
Yeah, so if you want to go on a run of drafting stand-up gentlemen that play in the league or get bounced out of the league in 3 years for, as Joe called, shit picks, then that's what you want to do, and that's what you've been doing. Don't just start throwing stuff on top right now. They're kitchen sinking a whole bunch of language just to try to get over or to try to get out before they're even in. It's nasty, nasty work. That's old school football stuff. That's why there's a stuff like this is why there's a players union. Because there were too many guys that went into the NFL.
The players union ain't exactly doing a whole lot right now.
I am not. Trust me, this is not defensive of what they got going either. But they felt the need, however disjointed or jointed they have been since, they felt the need that to come together and say, we need to unionize because we've been getting whored every single year. Guys come in the league, do everything right, blow their knee out, and they're like, all right, I got to sell cars. I have to work at Rent-A-Center to pay my bills because the dream is over, because there was no guaranteed money, and I'm out of the league. Thousands of stories. I'll roll back. Yeah, thousands of stories, thousands of dudes come and gone in the league with nothing but a handshake and a couple pictures in the uniform. And you're trying to walk that back, get back to that era. Too bad, old man. Too bad. Old football, as we romanticize it, love it, yearn for it at times with the hard hitting and the egregious amount of penalties and softness in the league. It was worse for the players. Now it's better for the players, and all the guys that still think it's 1985 are trying to keep it that way. Go screw.
I forgot. I didn't check the. I was looking at the other stream, the NFL channel stream. Again, a reminder: we are switching. The NFL stream will no longer be live on the CFB channel, which we're eventually. The coverage is going to be slightly pivoted. That is going to come soon after Sean's back from his vacation. I didn't see Ryan's comments, and Ryan and I got into an argument earlier. We both derailed our own work days because we were arguing about this, because we did not agree about the Shemar Stewart stuff. Ryan thinks it's a problem. Ryan Roberts, friend of the show, thinks it's a problem that Shemar is not there because he thinks that he's unfocused and that he's not developing because he's already coming in as an underdeveloped player. And I can't get there because it's not his fault. It's not his fault of the circus that happened with Jimbo Fisher and then Elko coming in and he was played out of position. He was an interior defensive lineman who got moved to edge, and there was kind of like this weird usage for him in Scourton this year. And like he was fine, but he just wasn't productive, but he needs to get a lot better. Needs to learn how to actually be I'm not twisting your words, Ryan, right?
That's all unforeseen also, by the way, for his post-college NFL training, 6 months of working on everything, just that ISO, D-end work, rush passer, kill passer stuff. That's all unseen until they actually get him in the building, training, working. Reporters saying, is Shemar sluggish or is Shemar exciting? We don't have eyes to verify that either. Shemar Stewart doesn't love ball. I'm so sure. Okay. That's in defense. That's a statement made of nothing.
Not to dox any conversations that Ryan and I had, but this isn't like a controversial thing that Ryan texted me, but I was repeating what he said. Ryan, you texted me. He's a developmental player who is going to lose a year of development. And then you said in the chat, I said I wouldn't draft him if he went back to school, was the other thing that he texted me. I don't, if he goes back to school or if he sits out the year, I don't think that like that really truly tanks anything about him as a player.
I'd take a flyer. If anything, it's some weird reality check for him about the real world. If he needs it, if he needs that reality check, if he needs to develop more, then he's training with some DL guru for a year, or he's in the weight room getting ready. Like I'm just not seeing a lot of the point of Ryan's side of things, because this is still speculative.
Ryan thinks I misunderstood the conversation. I would send him to NFL Europe, or if they're whatever the European League. Put him on the Seaman.
He'd decapitate a guy. I'd watch every game. Honest to God,
he'd be the best Seaman out there.
I'd watch.
The Milan Seaman.
I would watch every. I can't look at you. I would watch every single game of Shemar Stewart, not on the Bengals.
My eyes would be locked in on the seaman.
You know what? I will. I honestly couldn't believe you. What was that, a quadruple dip there on that one?
I'm dipping in the semen.
Hey, Sean taking another vacation? Yeah, I am. And you know what? Maybe I'll see Shemar Stewart play in Europe. That's what I'll do. I'll go watch his first game. I'll get it. I swear to God, here's a guarantee. I will get Shemar Stewart's first non-Bengals professional football jersey. I will buy that. Whatever it is, whatever team he plays for. I don't care if it's even the Saints, if they pick him up for cheap. I will buy that jersey as long as it's not a Bengals jersey.
Did you know, by the way, we need to plan for this next year because it happens in the summer when we have time.
Mm-hmm.
The European League Championship is played in Toledo, Ohio.
Wait, the
European League Championship is played in Toledo, Ohio.
And the European League Championship is American football played by Europeans.
Yes.
In Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah. It's played in Europe. All the games are played in Europe. The season is played in Europe. There's no disconnect there. It is a European American Football League, but the championship is played in Toledo, Ohio.
Is there a chance
at the Glass Bowl at the University of Toledo?
I think we talked about this time last year. I recall this coming back to me. Is there a chance that they misconstrued Toledo for Canton and they think they're playing at the Hall of Fame and they're just playing?
No, I think that the University of Toledo was more than excited to welcome a group of people that wanted to play a football game there. I think that's what it was.
I would rather have the paratroopers in Rhode Island, I think, than the Euro football players. I think I get freaked out about them saying a lot of, because they got to know the game. They got to know ball. I'm not going to take that away from them.
They're all Americans.
Oh, they are?
All the European League guys are just Americans. You think that Giuseppe over there is lining up at linebacker?
I thought that was the reason we're taking NFL overseas is to get Giuseppe playing linebacker.
5'7" Giuseppe's gonna be able to take on.
I'd watch the hell out of that football game.
The worst. Like the FCS guys go and line up and suit up in the European League right now. This is why we need to go. This is why we need to go. It's like the FCS semi-pro.
That almost doesn't count. That almost can't count. I want to see the tangible effect of the NFL sending so many games
they don't
overseas.
Have the bodies like that in Europe. They don't have the
bodies.
Got
plenty of people. Get the pads on. They don't want to put the pads on. They don't want it, Joe. What do you have? What is stopping them? What is stopping the biggest oaf in a village over there from putting on some pads and becoming a superstar?
Ryan's accusing me of being incorrect. What is incorrect?
I think it has to be about
the Toledo thing, the fact that the players are mostly American. Is it the fact that I said that that all of the players that grow up in Europe are mostly just 5'7"?
You're not wrong. They're a small bunch.
Yeah,
they can learn how to play the slot. The football players come in all shapes and sizes. See this show.
What are they all going to play slot receiver?
No, they obviously won't. But remember, Dimmy, G at Rhode Island. He came from Germany. He played guard.
He wasn't very big.
Big, bulky. He wasn't tall, but he was big. He was strong.
Tough.
He's playing in a league right now with a lot of advertisements on his jersey.
Okay. All right. Let's get to Jerry Jones. We have to talk about this. By the way, do we have any mailbag, hackbag questions?
I am putting in the timestamp right now. Thank you. I don't want to be late on this.
All right. Well, you missed the first one.
Oh, I forgot that one doesn't go in as 100 anymore.
Yeah. Add away.
It'll get in there. Don't worry about it.
Jerry Jones has managed to find a new way to make a fool of himself. I think that this man enjoys hearing himself talk more than he cares about winning football games. I have truly determined that after what he said yesterday at the start of Cowboys training camp. So we're in a position with Brian Schlappenheimer where you've got a lot of work to do. There's high hopes that something could be had this season that you can tap into. Guys being healthy on the field, Dak's ready to go. You've got CeeDee Lamb back. His contract's figured out. You've got a big stable of running backs, a big mauling guard that you just drafted. You're hoping your defense is going to be better. and you're in the middle of a contract situation with Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
One that could get a little contentious, but it'll get resolved. Normal order of operations, there'll be some reporting from sides where the deal's currently at. Jerry took it upon himself to take a shot at Micah Parsons in the middle of this. I don't know how we're not cutting mics. I don't know how somebody's not standing up. Stephen Jones isn't standing up. Hey, dad, put the mic down. Dad. No, dad. The quote that he said, just because we sign Parsons doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. Jones said incorrectly, as Parsons missed only 4 games last year. I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year. Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about, just as the player does when we're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money. Look, we've made this statement before. I'm just going to say it very declaratively. This man is senile. This man is senile.
It's disgusting.
He is lost all awareness. He thinks he's on. You know what Jerry's going through right now? He's staring down death. This man's staring. He knows he's got. Jim Irsay just went. He knows. Yeah. He knows that he's got a look.
R.I.P. Jim Irsay.
R.I.P. Jim Irsay, who's a much more normal human being than Jerry Jones.
I will not back that statement.
Better human being than Jerry Jones. I'm trying to say here that I think that Jerry is grappling with his own mortality, and he's kind of come to the point where he's just going to say whatever the F he feels like.
I think Jerry is looking around the room and seeing that there are, way more people that don't look like him than look like him. And that is age, that's race, that is points of power, and the traditional standing of that. I think it's freaking him out. I think he's making very knee-jerk decisions at inopportune times, and this is the latest of it. His statement of, I remember paying a quarterback, Dak Prescott. You paid him 4 hours before the first game last year, and you're worried about him getting hurt? He had your contract bullshit weighing over his head all training camp. Same with CeeDee Lamb, all training camp. You pull the rug out under these guys, chop them out the knees and say, go ahead, go out there, make something happen. It's totally backwards. Taking shots at Micah Parsons for getting injured. One of the few guys who could have walked at any time and said, I'm done, and he would have been picked up by the other 31 teams just like that. Any dollar paid, just like that, we'll take Micah Parsons, please and thank you. And you're running out this cadaver 44 days before the first Cowboys game. You're walking him out there and he's saying stuff like this. It's gross. Jerry Jones, this was a disgusting display of oldness from Jerry Jones.
Dumb old man bullshit that you're doing, Jerry, man. Like, and this isn't a shot at people, normal seniors that have awareness, situational awareness of what you should and should not say.
Never seen Pete Carroll do some shit like this or say anything like that.
Wait, how old is Jerry?
I think Jerry's 81. I think
82 years old. But okay, he has not lost all control of his. He's clearly very with it.
Yeah,
he hasn't lost cognition. He doesn't have Alzheimer's. I think that he's just said F it and he's just going to do whatever he wants because he understands that there's really a limited amount of time that he's left on this earth. So instead of him focusing that energy towards building a good team and being a good person and motivating your young players and supporting them, he is going to use an open microphone to take a shot. And he's not going to apologize. He should. If he was a grown man of the age of 81, he would apologize.
Yeah.
And he would say, I shouldn't have said that. I let my words get ahead of me, whatever. But no statement will come out from him. I just don't even know how you recover from this.
You don't.
Legitimately.
He's rotting. He's rotting from the inside because of the new age NFL. I think it's killing him. I think the thought of his thought process of having to pay these guys money just for them to be on the team with the guaranteed money, I think it's killing him. I don't think he can handle it or process it because when he bought the team in '89, you could have a star that gets hurt and you never have to pay him. Whew, that stinks about the injury, but man, we just saved ourselves about $40 million. in 1989 money. Wow. Now, where you're just giving guys money because that's what the new language is in the NFL, because all the guys that you ripped off previously fought and clawed, so you wouldn't be able to gamble with their injuries. It's the new age, and he is going in kicking and screaming, and he's been doing it forever. It's gross and it's tired. I'm sick of him. I'm so sick of Jerry Jones, even though I'll acknowledge that he's like one of the most legacy-filled football people that we have in the sport right now. But this is really disgusting to see an owner doing this with his players.
And the sad thing is that there's nobody that's going to rightly step in and try to say, hey, I don't think you should be doing these radio appearances. I don't think you should be speaking so publicly. I think you need to take more of a back seat because this is doing a serious detriment to the brand. And the craziest part is we just spent 30 minutes talking about the disrespect to Trey Hendrickson, the disrespect to Shemar Stewart. We had to make inferences based on statements that were made by the front office and the ownership of the Bengals. The fact that you are engaged in a contract negotiation, that you're probably going to give Micah the money, all you had to do was go through the negotiation and get it done.
Yeah.
This was so unnecessary. This is so stupid.
I think that he wanted to make a point, and it's an old man making a point, and you just got to let him, and he's going to get to it. And I think he got conflated about the Trayvon Diggs stuff, and you docked him his pay, and people weren't complaining that you docked Trayvon Diggs his pay. $500K out of his yearly salary, 9 to 8.5 right now. And for some reason, that wasn't good enough for you. You needed more. You needed to let Micah know that he was hurt too much. You needed to let a player on your team know you can't pay him because he got hurt. He's going to be a top 3 player in the league. In the league. He will be on par with any quarterback in terms of talent, impact on the field. That's what Micah Parsons can do. You're talking about him like this? Sounds like you don't want him. And Micah Parsons, all class today. When he was getting asked questions on the field about it.
The early 20-year-old, 20-something, I think he's 24, 25.
Yeah, all class.
More classy than the 81-year-old.
Crazy to me that Micah answered professionally. He said, I'm doing this for my teammates. I'm doing it for myself. I don't need to do it for Jerry. That's fine. No one's asking you to do it for Jerry, but what a professional answer. And him saying, I want to be a Cowboy. I've wanted to be here. I just want to get through it. Great stuff, too. How do you have this kid who is coming out of Penn State with character concerns in the NFL? People were worried about how that would translate. He falls to pick 11. And then he turns into be an all-pro, a perennial all-pro. He'll be an all-pro for 10 years if he's on the field. And he has been most of the time. And you're doing this to him. I don't know if I've seen this. I don't know if there's any other owner in the NFL that feels the need or would have the balls to say something about a player of this caliber who is currently on his team. Is this chess? I literally after I saw Micah,
there is no power dynamic move out of any of this. I mean, you know what the chess is? If I'm Mulgeta, who's Parsons' agent, I'd shut down the negotiation. I would go to Jerry and I'd reach out to him and say, like, hey, he doesn't want to play here. He's not going to sign. Don't franchise tag him.
Yeah.
He's going to leave. He's not going to play here. He doesn't want to be here. You just indicated that you do not trust his availability. You do not want him here is what you just said. That's what you indicated. There is no saving this. The only way you save it, give him $50 million a year.
Yeah.
Give him quarterback money. But there's no saving this. He actually, I would argue, he just gave up the leverage that he might have had.
Jerry did?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's done.
In a negotiation, this might have worked if him like, well, we're a little worried about his availability because he was banged up last year. Like that, publicly, no, because you just embarrassed him.
Yeah. Right now, Micah Parsons has more value going anywhere else than he does on the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys have proven that. I was so in it today with thinking about this saga. It was almost, it dawned on me, what if Jerry's trying to make this guy a star? And Jerry knows everyone hates Jerry. And Jerry knows what he's doing. and he just wants Micah to be ultimate superstar who stands up the owner, becomes the baby face, and he's still wearing the star on his helmet, that ends up being a win for Jerry at the end of the day. And I think that right now he's trying to salvage to that point where how can I spin this to still win? It's going to be tough because you burned him bad. Who talks about injuries like this? Who would ever talk about injuries in the NFL like this? In
it should violate some sort of ethic.
It's like the one thing. It's the one thing in the NFL. Even gamblers don't like talking about injuries. Hate talking about it. You know how awkward it is on this show to discuss players and their injuries and what could happen after and preventative and the constant risk of it. We try to avoid it because it's so awkward and it could happen on any play, anywhere. What nerve of Jerry Jones to come out here and say stuff like that. And honestly, Schlappenheimer, DOA after this. He's DOA. Because what does he do? How do you get the locker room when the guy above you is saying stuff like this?
Wait, maybe this is the Schlappenheimer path is like I'm not Jerry. I'm not Jerry. Like I am. He's the man of the people.
Jerry has already shattered that locker room up. He's already broke. It's done. So now it can't just be, I'm Brian Schlappenheimer coaching football in Dallas and I get to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. It's, I already have a project. I already have an insurmountable project of team chemistry, team building, and managing egos that I didn't even cause. This wasn't me. I had a clean slate. I'm not dumb Mike McCarthy that's beefing with Micah also. Like, that's not what I'm doing. I'm here to coach ball. We wanted the drama. I'm cheap too. Jerry got over on signing me for such little money. And you're setting him up with this. It's going to be a comedy of errors all season for the Dallas Cowboys. They're not a serious team. They're not a playoff team. I don't care how good Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb are. This is insurmountable because it's July 22nd and this is happening. We're not even a month out from the start of the season. Yeah. What else could happen? Anything and everything. With seeing what Jerry is capable of now, it's anything can happen.
By the way, I don't think the Milano semen exists anymore. It's just a random note. I was curious while you were finishing that point.
Oh, I know you're curious.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the hack bag. 201-834-4308. Call in to the hack bag.
The mail never stops.
This is the hack bag. Hit us on Twitter for questions or call at 201-834-4308.
201-834-4308. Call in.
No voicemails today.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Rack, I see you in the chat. I know it's you calling. Call the damn phone line.
Unconfirmed whether or not
it's him. It's definitely him.
I'm not going to put his name on that errant caller. Well, we got a question from Chester. It's a good question. It's vile, but it's a good question.
Oh no.
With all of the new uniform releases going on, what's your top 3 sports jerseys of all time? This one from Portland has to be my favorite. He's referencing a guy in the stands wearing a Jizz City jersey.
Wait.
Hack City Pod. If you want to see the jersey, check the replies. And Chester has linked to the Jizz City jersey. A play, I believe, on Buzz City. Is that or Rip City?
Well, Rack also sent us a question about Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh yeah. All right.
How do we get that?
We'll talk about it. You're so stupid.
I want that.
What do we switch roles today? You're doing the bits.
I thought I'm always the one doing the bits.
Oh God. Top 3 sports jerseys of all time. I'll go.
Wait, what was the question?
What are your top 3 sports jerseys of all time?
Wait. We've got Cum City, which is the Milwaukee one. You can buy that. Because I forgot that the Bucks in 2019-2020 did Cream City.
Mm-hmm. That could just play anyways.
Yeah.
Who would even clear that? Who would clear that with Twitter? Hey, pre-Twitter, you could call yourself Cream Squirt City and nobody would even bat an eye. Now, man, these 17-year-olds, they're too good. They're going to kill you. You have no shot if you're a pro sports team trying to do anything.
I need to buy that.
That rules. I might have pitched Jizz City as a show name before.
All right, what was the question?
Top 3 sports jerseys all time.
Yeah.
I'll kick it off. Atlanta Falcons, red helmet, black jersey, white pants or gray pants. It's a really good uniform. I love it.
Own team's uniform.
It's rare for me because they're donning the worst modern jerseys ever seen with the big font and the bad numbers. But their alternates are perfect. Secondly, Houston Oilers, baby powder blues. Gorgeous. White helmet is perfect. The red stenciling on the oil rig is a 10 out of 10. The red blends with that blue perfectly. Cool players wore that jersey also. Warren Moon wore that jersey. Earl Campbell wore that jersey. Billy White Shoes Johnson wore that jersey. And when Derrick Henry wore that jersey, I was bricked up. Finally, I'll go to baseball here. St. Louis Cardinals, alternates, baby blue, Cardinals sitting on the back. Scripted St. Louis above it. It's a perfect baseball jersey. You can't do better. I know Philly has their own baby blues. They're good, and especially with that darker red that they have, St. Louis sweeps them there. Easy money.
No particular order. That Raptors like throwback style 90s jersey.
It's a hot jersey.
One.
That one's no criticism for that jersey.
That one's an easy one. I think that the Seattle Seahawks throwback jerseys are easily the most underrated uniforms that do not get enough credit. Like the color scheme that they had is so much better than the vomit that they roll out there right now in. They need to go back.
Those jerseys, if they were done poorly, would look terrible. Like I don't think they looked good when they were wearing them in the 80s. But right now, that jersey looks perfect. The Seattle Seahawks throwbacks is perfect. And I'll say for the modern, I will give a pass to the modern Seahawks jerseys because when they introduced those, it was their moment. It was, wow, this is what NFL football is because they had the elite defense, slickest jerseys in the league. They're outdated now, but yeah, Seattle has 2 very clean ones.
I would throw in, because I can't whittle down to 3, I'm a very big fan of the throwback style Oregon jerseys because the yellow contrasted.
The big block yellow?
Yeah, like the with the duck on it. I think that those are super clean.
Stellar.
The Florida Gator print jersey. No, I'm obviously not going to go there. Or the ULM hunting print one was also pretty good. Dolphins original like throwback style uniforms that they do have to get thrown into the mix.
But the socks and the shoulder piping makes those with the big thick stripes. You can't do it without the big thick stripes.
The earliest iteration of the Jaguars uniforms were like so freaking clean.
They're alternates now. When they decided,
to break now they went back to them.
With the Jaguar on the shoulder.
Yes,
that's a great uniform. And then they did whatever. I mean those are rough.
I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to look through all the other NFL teams to see if anyone like stand out to me. No, basketball. I'd also throw in the Nuggets. Early, like the 90s Nuggets jerseys.
Those are good.
With the mountains on them. Those are clean. Current version, absolutely big stinkaroos.
You should have been in a frat. Your Darty selection, you would have been top to bottom.
Probably.
Just have that big, awkward Notre Dame jersey.
A big, ugly, awkward one that I have. I can't think of any other. I don't think any other NBA jerseys. I don't think of any other NFL ones. I'm not a.
Yeah.
I think baseball jerseys are so consistently effed up that they're just not done well. And by the way, when those ugly, awful Steelers ones came out, and it kind of made me think of this. I do appreciate understanding that, like, hey, we're just going to go try it out with the biggest, ugliest piece of shit.
Yeah.
We're going to be a meme this week. We're going to be a big old meme.
I love it. I
need to talk to the artist who designed it because there's no absolute effing way that guy designed the uniform and thought, this is my masterpiece. This was creative. This was unique. Everybody is going to go out there and appreciate this. I need to know that was some dumb dipshit who was like, and I'm a dumb dipshit. I'm not calling you dumb. To have the same wavelength of
I am, by the way.
This would be hilarious if they rolled out there in these big, gaudy, ugly yellow uniforms. So I appreciate that.
I was talking.
Baseball has a lot of those.
I was yelling at Dukes yesterday about that, about how I like it. I like that the NFL has teams that have had such
do
consistency.
it on purpose. Please.
Do it on purpose. Yes, we know it's ugly. We know it's bad. We're honoring the history of this team, and we're gonna.
Saints ones today, by the way, were not on purpose.
Those are awful.
The dumbest. They look
Real
like UCF.
bad.
I posted that. They look like UCF. They look like shit knockoff early 2000s.
It makes
UCF.
me so happy. They're going to be so bad. Their one win this season is going to be against Atlanta in those uniforms, and I'm going to jump off the roof.
I don't know what week they play, but it's going to be like a late week game, late season game with playoff implications on the line, and it's going to completely derail the Falcons season.
Those are going to be awful.
It's going to be 6-3,
and you know what? You know what stinks?
6-1.
Now the NFL's doing the rival. They're doing the rival series jerseys, and I think Arizona's getting theirs. They're going to do that Desert Cardinal, the Desert Bird jerseys that are going to be tan. They're going to look 3,000 times better than the Saints golds.
Wait, they're going to do tan jerseys?
Yeah. I think that's the latest buzz about the rival series with them.
Bengals throwbacks have some pretty sexy ones. I've been praying that they do a throwback style Bengals jersey, like just the flat black with the orange detail with the kind of the same jumping jaguar, like the same tiger kind of design on it.
You know what's crazy to me is that the
Bengals lettering on the helmet,
the white Bengal jerseys.
Yeah,
I think they're better just as a concept on the phone than they are on the field. And I think Cleveland's actually look better. The Cleveland all whites look better than the Bengals ones. I know it's crazy because when the Bengals first dropped, it was hot, but they're not better than the Browns ones.
We need a Browns all poop jersey. We just need a brown helmet, brown jersey, brown pants. Roll out there like a big pile of shit.
You know, I really like doing this show sometimes because I get to see when the two brain cells meet in the middle. and you drop the all poop jersey.
They have a because how many brown teams are there?
There's not many, not any.
That also are as historically bad as the Browns are. We could have. They don't have a brown helmet, but apparently that's rumored that they could have a brown helmet. Please try it out there with the mega poop jerseys. Just the super poop. Come on,
wasn't Baker playing in the super poop? I think they were brown on brown. At one point. I think they may have done the super poop.
But not the helmet.
Oh yeah, the helmet. If you turn the helmet brown, that would really look like a turd.
The super. I'm telling you.
Hey.
Oh no! Wait, didn't they have these helmets? Wait.
Oh my God! Am I crazy?
Funny? Did they have these brown helmets? No, they've never had them.
I think it was all orange helmet. That thick 70s orange, just sitting there the whole time.
Wait. Okay. So this isn't brown. They had to be deliberate about making it black.
Yeah,
like not black, but like a dark brown that it's so
like
dark.
Oreo, like Oreo cookie brown. Like it's technically brown.
God, just make it a little bit more like punchy, like a little more clearly brown.
Mm-hmm.
And then brown helmet, and then we're rocking the poop. The
mega poop. That is a disorienting color to see on the screen with 11 men running around like that.
Them versus the Steelers' new shit uniforms. I mean, I'd watch that game. Like I'd put my phone down and put in the other room.
There's not a game in the NFL that would take place this year that I wouldn't watch right now. Fully. Every commercial, every play. Honestly, it could be Saints Browns, and it's gold. It's the gold shiny dildos on the field versus the all turd team, and then I'd watch it happily. One more question, if you want to get into that and off of jersey talk.
Wait.
Sure.
Because I'm trying to think, are there any college football uniforms that like we want to just throw into the mix here
for best or worst? What have we
for best to get back to best?
Oh, I mean that's just a really. There's a lot there.
I think that like there's just too many uniforms that have been like worn out. You know, actually, I hate to admit this. The throwback USC uniforms were kind of sick that they did this year. Like the old school USC uniforms. I'm like, don't.
I think the helmets are the bigger scene in college, anyways, and that's what it all boils down to. Because
which now the NFL is starting to realize those red Bills helmets coming back got me so fired up. You don't like those?
I don't need them. I like the red Buffalo stenciled white helmet AFL style. That is the perfect Buffalo Bills helmet in my opinion.
All right, what was the other question?
From Rack, thoughts on the passing of the great Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace. That guy used to sniff and inject every drug ever made, an absolute legend.
I used to listen to a decent bit of Black Sabbath, but not. I haven't recently. I have not kept up as I should have. No, he's a legend. It's a shame that we lost him.
It's impressive how Sabbath has stood the test of time. I know Zoomers that are super, super into Sabbath. I know people that are into Ozzy that you wouldn't think are into Ozzy. He grabs people. The Dark Prince, they say he couldn't be the Dark Prince without knowing light, and people are trying to break down Sabbath and Ozzy as Christian bands and bands that respected God, and there's a lot of lore there, and a lot of people see Ozzy as the hero or the villain or whatever they want to, but if you can do that as an artist and have everything about you be subjective when you are a sweaty bloke from England that is on every drug imaginable, you've made an impact on the world, and I think it's impressive to see what he's done. And I can't say anything great about Ozzy Osbourne. He was never my cup of tea, but what I can do is recite the best Ozzy Osbourne fan that I know that has been on radio. If you listen to the Jim Norton rock rants, all you have to look up here, Jim Norton rock rant part 1, Jim Norton rock rant part 2, you will see an Ozzy fan. You're going to hear how these people operate, and it is great radio. Additionally, you have the Jim Norton Ozzy book saga. Look that up. It's great radio also. I'll shout that out. It's all on YouTube. Look it up there. If you need 45 minutes after this show, obviously, then you listen to that and you can reflect on Ozzy and the passion that his fans had.
I almost sent this to you, and I'm pissed I didn't send it to you because it would have been good for this question. I freaking God, what was it? Somebody tweeted that apparently Ozzy brought back together, did a reunion tour. So he did a reunion tour, finished the reunion tour, and then just died.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Which is like hell yeah. That is, if I was of his degree of importance for heavy metal, that's how I'd want to go out. I think that if I can reach the level of success that I seek, and you and I are inevitably going to have a falling out.
Oh, sure.
At a certain point, I would like to, Mike Francesa style, at the age of 80, just do a really shit one last show and then just croak. That's what I want.
When do you think the falling out happens? You think it happens pre?
I think it's gonna be when we're 60. I think we're gonna be smart. It's gonna happen when one of us gets really grumpy and old.
We're gonna be the old couple that divorces. That's great. We're gonna stick it out for all that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
divorce at 60.
It's gonna be a real dumb reason.
I gotta go to grandma's or grandpa's. That's crazy.
What?
Huh. That's a weird scene. Yeah, Ozzy rules, and everyone acknowledges that Ozzy rules. One of the scariest people, I say, as a sheltered child growing up, hearing stories about Ozzy Osbourne always freaked me out. The piss bucket, the spit bucket, the obviously eating the bats. Didn't believe it was real. It was real. So when you see somebody doing stuff like that, it makes an impact on you. It does. It carries on. Ozzy was always scary to me. The more I learned about him, though, the more I saw the comedy in Ozzy.
All right, we got to get out of here. We're going to be back on Thursday, 201-834-4308. Call in to the hack bag, please. Goodbye.